Hello everyone, this is how to start and use React Native. React Native is a JavaScript alternative to making apps and websites. However, there's a little bit of more context being used. If you want to use more curly brace format instead of JavaScript, use Flutter that is made by Google. Meta's version, Facebook, uses React Native. And this was a way to allow developers to write JavaScript still and make apps. But the syntax is different a little bit than JavaScript. It's more of just the wording. So let's start with installing. Installing, all you need to do is go to node.js and install it from here. It's free and it will include Expo, the CLI. And then you can run in your project folder. So let's look for the project folder. I have mine in WebStorm project. And it is in intro to get React check-in page. It is in dev. So we go into your root folder for your project. And what you can do is you can, if you don't have a project already, you can install a template. And to install that template, it is npx create expo app my app. The name of your app is at the end where it says my app. So you can change it to anything you want, and it'll pull a template from Expo to help you get started. And then to start your program or app, you run npx expo start. And then it will start the app. And this is a very important portion. If you have the Expo Go app, you can scan this QR code and it will load the app on your mobile device through Expo's server. Or you can run it locally on, what is it called? It is Android Studio or the Apple Simulator if you are on a Mac device. You have to be on a Mac device to run the simulator for iOS. Or the website version. And all you got to do is press A, I, or W, and it will open it up for you and get that started. Now on to the actual what the code looks like. So node.js is the back end, primarily the back end. If we look at regular React here, regular React will look something like this. And it'll be a little bit different because in making a website, you don't have screens. You have pages. And this is something that React Native just imports from there. And it's called React Native because it uses your device's native libraries. Other than, like Flutter will use its own Google brought libraries. React Native uses, if you're on Apple device, it uses the Apple libraries and it will look like an Apple Swift app. Or if you're on Android, vice versa with web. But it looks just like regular JavaScript in this function. You put it in the function right here, main div, right here's your text. Just plain JavaScript if you're familiar with JavaScript. But with a little bit of the React libraries and Tailwind CSS implemented in this function. So React Native is going to be a little bit different. React Native, let's find here, will be in fitness. Well, not fitness. This is my project. This is your project name. And then you go in to your app. And then this is the tabs. Like I said, it's tabs and screens, not just regular old JavaScript pages. Inside tabs, you'll have your layout right here. This is also quite important. You have underscore layout. This is TypeScript, by the way. It's TypeScript for React Native. You can also use JavaScript, but I'm using TypeScript for this example. This is your root right here. This is where it declares the tab page. So right here, we have the stack screen tabs. And this is going to be how it flips. Instead of just a stack, it's going to have the tab page at the bottom, and then you can click on the tabs you would like. And then you have a tabs folder where you will have another layout folder that lays out how you want the tabs to look. So we have right here, default function, just like React. And then you can have your screen, another screen, and these are all the screen names, and you just have the file as a name. So let's say fitness right here. It looks very similar. I'm going to show you an easier example to understand here. When you start, you always have to start with your function for that tab screen. And then you can set your constants. These constants are for local save. So this is a constant. It is different from a string. A string is a variable. These cannot be changed. And then we start here with, this is the UI look. I use safe area. Safe area allows the icons and the text, all of this, to stay inside the border of your specific device. And then I use scroll view. If you are scrolling, if you intend for the user to scroll, you scroll view. And then we have view, which is very handy to store everything inside. So like this has just a text and an image because it's a header. And that's in a view. And then we have a separate view right here with a text, and then inside of another view. And you can just kind of stack the views inside each other to organize. And right up here, you'll see style. Everything has a style. Why? So when creating your app, you will run into styling issues where you want everything to match. You want the text size to be the same. You want everything to be the same. You can go in this and you can take out, let's say, for this text, you can take that out, and then you can have, let's say, text, and then you'll have style. And right here, we want the font. We can have the font to 22 size, comma, we'll say, margin bottom 24, right? This is how you would set your style for that text. And then you'd close that brace right there, and you can put your text just right here, hi. This is how it would look. And you can style it just like that, and you can do all the specifications. However, if you do it like that, it's not going to match the rest of your program. You need to have it all unified, so when someone makes a change and it has in text, it doesn't mess up your style, and this allows unification. So what you can do is you can use style right here when you say content container style, or style right here in this view style equal header styles dot header row. That's just pulling the styles from the style sheet. The style sheet will be in constants right here. You go here, this is theme. This is where you pull your colors from, and this is where you pull your style sheet. And this keeps everything unified. So if we look, what was that? It was right here. Header styles, header row. And as you can see, we imported the style sheet up here. Let's see. Right here. We imported it from theme. You see that? And then you can go in, and then you can see it right here. So let's say the header row right here. All imported. Once it changes in here, it changes it for the whole application. This is very important to keep it all unified. And then your colors and text alignments will be in here as well, and this will be under theme. as you can see, they're constants, this light, this color code. And you can always change the color code, and it will just contact uniformly in a uniform manner. And then you do dark and you do light mode. This was here from the template default, but it is very important to keep the dark and light mode, not unless you want only specific light or dark mode, and then just take that out. But this allows the system, when the system changes, it reacts with it. And now you understand how to do the themes and how to do the styles. Let's see how this app specifically looks. So we can go in the fitness right here, and we can do npx expo start. If you are used to React, you would do npm start, and that probably seems familiar to you using React and with node.js. But for this, we use npx expo start. And the reason we are using expo is built into node.js now, and their goal is to allow you to compile your app and use it. So after your app is compiled, expo allows you to use, let's port it to the simulator, or let's use it on the web, and opens localhost. That just allows a seamless transition for you to compile your app and view it. So after we start it, let's say we want to open it up on iOS. We tap I, and this will open it up right here. Don't know why the weather's open. And then it will open Expo Go inside this app. So as you can see, it's all here, all looking good. But let's say we want to change Monday. How would we do that? Well, we can see that right here in this tab bar, we have fitness, home, and metrics. Well, this is because it's in the tab layout by default. So what we can do is we can go back to WebStorm, and let's see, we have tabs, layout, lays out all of it for us. We want to change fitness. Okay, let's go to the fitness tab. And where is it pulling Monday? It's pulling Monday from this constant, because the database is not set up yet. And that will be in a later date video. But we can change Monday. Let's change it to Tuesday. Okay, now let's go back. See how it changes automatically for you. One of the great things about React. And this keeps everything uniform with that. Another thing to note is pressable. What is pressable? So pressable is default in the React library, I believe. Let's see. So yes, it is from React Native. This is no dependency installed. It's from React Native, the import. Then we can go back and we can see that it's mapped through this card, and we have cards right here, a constant array list. And this just iterates over it and allows 5 cards to appear instead of going through and adding card, another card. And that's a lot of junk code that isn't needed. So what you can do is just have an array. And as you can see, pressable, key card, right here. And on press, router, push. What does that do? Router push, the router in React Native transfers you to a different screen. So when you're using React Native, make sure you understand what the router is. Routers allow you to traverse back and forth through all the screens. Let's say I wanted it to go to the metric screen or something else. It'll allow you to do that. Now keep those screens outside of your tab views of your tab layout of how many tabs you have in there. Keep it in your base layout under app with all your screens right here. You can have all your screens right here, and you can just traverse it through a router. But I have it in a tabs folder with this layout organization to keep all of them here. Or you can just have the router in here, and this layout and push it through here. So, as it said, where was it? It went to workouts. So, metrics right here. Not metrics, sorry, fitness. Fitness on press of this pressable, which is just like text and image and view, same thing. On press, go to router and push workouts. So let's see how that works. So we click here, we click on there, and it brings us to this workout page because that's how the pressable works. And another key point I would like to point out is this scroll wheel right here. You don't have to do this. This is a design and choice by this team. But this is called a picker. A picker, let's see, it was metrics tab. Right here, you can see this word called picker. Picker is that scroll wheel. Same thing as if you would just do text input, you would do at the top here, you would see, if I could find it, text input right here. And again, look at the style card. We all use the style card to go back to keep the theme the same. But you can just import other ways to input your data, such as that picker will. And you can do drop down and all that. And all you have to do is import it from React and use it. So when you find something you like, just import it, use it, document that you import certain aspects like the picker. Always document to understand what you have imported, why, what's the use, so you don't have random things that you don't know what they do and not. So just to give you the basic layout again, you always have your export function right here, just a regular function method if you're from a language like Java, and have your constants under it, the constants you were declaring, your strings will be. And then return for your function. Have a safe area. This is recommended. You don't need a scroll view. Scroll view is only if you're using your fingers to scroll, such as if you're like right here and you want to scroll like this. That's what a scroll view does. Have a view. I'll use views for organization purposes to organize your headers and all of that to keep it all structured so nothing overlaps and touches. And add some comments at the bottom. I need to add some comments. Okay, thank you. This is a demonstration on how to use React Native. And there will be further video explanations on how to use React and how to use maybe Flutter. But for now, I'm going to stick with React Native because a lot of people know JavaScript. And this is very similar to JavaScript. It's just the wording's different. Return function, very same with React.